And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, June 9th, 2018, Season 12, Episode 21. I'm Scott.
And I'm RJ.
That's all. Matt is at a convention doing his cosplaying, his Stormtroopers cosplaying this weekend. So it's just me and RJ.
501st, right?
Yeah, he's with the 501st,
right.
Exactly. Also, I ain't particularly feeling too well. It actually started while I was here. Actually started around the, I hate to say it was during the EA press conference. The Electronic Arts and the E3 press conference that they were doing.
There's no connection, by the way.
There really is no connection, but my body started feeling achy, and now I'm not, I think something's gonna, I don't know. I'm hoping that I can head this off at the pass, go home, take a bunch of meds, and get some sleep, and maybe fix whatever's going on. I don't know. It doesn't feel good, and I don't like where it's going. So, anyway, and also EA was a big disappointment with their E3 press conference, but that's whatever. It's another year, right? If you'd like to get in touch with us, our phone number is 334-272-9228. 334-272-9228. Check out ingamechat.net for all the links to get in touch with us. You can find us on Twitter at ingamechat. You can also find us on Facebook as well. You can email us, everyone, at ingamechat.net. Streaming right now on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv. In the search bar, you can type in In-Game Chat. That's where you'll find us. You can watch the show live while we broadcast and join in the chat room with everybody that's in there as well while we broadcast also. So, let me go ahead and get the clapper out of the way. Just real quick. There we go. Done with that. Anyway, so we should talk about that whole baseball thing that Lethal Migraine is bringing up in the chat room. I don't think anybody has... Like, isn't Sony the one that's got the Players Association thing? Isn't that Sony? The MLB players?
MLB probably, but I know the football one is for EA. They got that contract with them.
EA has the contract with them, which is why they focus on football and on the sports they have the contracts with.
Yeah, they got that on lock.
Yeah,
ever since
I want to say Sony has the same thing with baseball.
Probably do. I haven't heard anything.
And this is why you don't see more sports games, or if you do, you see things like RBI baseball, which doesn't have any named players in it or anything like that. Yeah, nothing's licensed. So,
yeah. I think soccer is the only one I can think of right now between PES and FIFA. You know, multiple soccer franchises on the current consoles.
That's possible. Yeah, I think so. We're going to get into the whole EA thing because it just happened earlier on. Started at 1, got over with at about 2. They revealed very, very little that we didn't already know about or that wasn't leaked, and there's been a lot of leaks leading into this E3. Just before the show, it was leaked of Unravel 2. What was surprising there was that it was released today. Not only was it announced, it was also released today. Mm-hmm. And Unravel 2 is one of the only things that they had gameplay to show off up there. Very little. Anthem had gameplay. Unravel 2 had gameplay. Nate says that Battlefield 5 had some gameplay in it, but I don't remember seeing that. I remember seeing trailers and cinematics and things like this, but I don't necessarily remember seeing gameplay. They may have shown off gameplay, by the way, at the reveal like 2 weeks ago. But here at E3, for EA, they didn't show anything. They probably will show it off because usually what EA does, they do an hour of a presentation, and then after that, they do like 2 or 3 hours worth of, giving 30 minutes to everything that they've talked about. Like they gave about 30 minutes, 45 minutes to Anthem.
Yeah.
After it was over with, went through some gameplay stuff and probably some more things as well. And they'll probably go into Battlefield 5 also. Which, another thing, they're calling it 5. Not calling it V. I remember somebody posted a Twitter or a tweet or whatever from the official Battlefield account. At least it looked that way, saying that it was V as in victory.
Yeah, we had that whole discussion last week. We were talking about if you're going to call it victory, just write out victory. Because V, you're thinking 5 already.
Right, yeah. And so the numbering system is just because it's like, Battlefield 4 was the last one you did, or at least the last one I remember that had a number on it. And the next one that had a number was Battlefield 1. And now you're doing Battlefield 5? I don't understand. Stop it. Stop numbering things. Just call it Battlefield World War II Part 2. I don't know. Whatever. Just,
World War II victory.
World War II victory. That's fine. Just subtitle these things. Stop giving them numbers. Or if you're going to give them numbers, stick with the numbering system. This is Battlefield number 6, I guess. But whatever. That's just me. Xbox had Xbox had an Xbox, then they had an Xbox 360, and then they had an Xbox One. So go figure. So God knows what they'll do next. But yes, we will talk about EA. We'll talk about what we played. Not much on my end. Very, very little. I played some Burnout Paradise. I got back into Assassin's Creed Origins again, and. Of course, Destiny, of course. So,
really?
Well, yeah.
What got you back into that?
Well, I've been back into Destiny 2. I've been back into Destiny 2.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been telling, yeah.
I thought you got through all that stuff with the Warmind stuff, and that was it for a little bit. You put it down for a
No,
while.
no, I still haven't. No.
Haven't played Warmind?
No, I still haven't put it down.
Oh, okay.
Each week I go in and I do my milestones, and that's about it. I put in like 1 to 2 days of play. By 2 days in days, what I mean is a few hours in the afternoon. And then once I finish my milestones up, I'm done for the week, for the most part. So, yeah, that's really been it for me. Really enjoyed getting back into Origins, though. I want to play more of that. So, yeah. What about you, RJ?
A little more of Grand Theft Auto Online, playing with all those nice unstable folks in Los Santos. Playing a little more of Street Fighter 5 online. Played some online matches, did that. Still playing in the casual mode instead of the rank mode. It's been a long time since I've picked it up and played it. So I've been doing a little more practicing more than anything else, and then getting into the occasional casual match to see if I can hold my own against some online opponents. I think I mentioned earlier, a lot of stuff I picked up instead of played. I picked up Evil Within 2. They dropped it for $20 during...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did that from GameStop's Bethesda sale. It was just one of those spur-of-the-moment things. I walked in, there it was. So I always said I was going to pick that game up, but when the price dropped. So good a time as any to pick that up. Yeah. I also picked up the Sega Genesis collection as well. Did that. I haven't picked it up. 50 games, so I'm going to be playing that a little bit as well.
Is that on, what is that, PS4?
PS4 as well. That and Shaq Fu.
You picked up Shaq Fu?
I picked
the
up
Return,
Shaq Fu.
or whatever it's called, yeah.
One of the most legendary video game titles out there. I picked it up. I said, hey, why not? Give that a shot when I get a hold of it.
Oh, man. Shaq Fu. Oh, you haven't played it yet? You
Not
just
yet.
picked it up?
I picked it up. Like I said, I picked it up. I haven't played it yet.
We will go all 2 hours with talking about that game. I
played the original?
I know.
Never
touched
played
the original.
Okay. Yeah.
So I have no idea, but I never played the original. So
yeah, the thing about we're talking about Destiny 2. Just saying, I haven't picked it up since I did the main mission for Warmind and a few of the items to pick up. I mean, the weapons just didn't. I guess the weapons just didn't interest me enough.
Well, I finally got my sleeper simulant.
Okay.
The version for Warmind. Finally picked up that this past weekend, and so I've got that. I'd really like to I'd really like to run the raid and the 2 raid layers that they've released just at least once, and then maybe do a prestige on them at least once and not ever worry about them again. Used to be a thing, man. I remember a thing when, the weekly reset for the week, we'd all jump on there. Or I say we all, but I know that I did it for a while back there in Taken King. I'd all jump on, and then like Tuesday, I'd go through the raid with one of my characters, and then Wednesday I would get a save point for one of the other ones, and then or that same night I'd get a save point with one of the other ones, and then Wednesday I'd try to go through it with one of my other characters, and then at some point during the week do it with my third. Like all 3 characters run through the raid. Yeah, that was a thing because you used to do, because you were chasing weapon drops, you were chasing armor, you were chasing power level and all that stuff. Yeah. And now I just haven't had any desire to do that. Like I said, I want to do it once just to have that like on my record. I've got a run through the regular raid on my PS4 record, right? But I haven't done it on the PC, and I would like to just knock it out and get that done. What I would like to do is be more educated on the raids that they have, the raid layer, the 2 raid layers, and the main raid of the game. I'd like to be more educated on those so that I can, at any point, find somebody who says, "Hey, I need somebody to run through this." I can just pop in there.
That's nothing YouTube can't fix.
It's not, but nah. I say that. I say No, not for me. I need the hands-on experience. YouTube is not going to do it for me. Like I know what I can do, but or at least I know what has to be done. Yeah, the executing of it is the issue that I want to go. I want to run through it and do it.
Okay, yeah, I get that, but I know you get a hint of what you need to do at least. Yeah. So see that at least once or twice. Yeah, know what's coming anyway. So about how to best prep for it.
But yeah, so I mean that's something I'm looking at. I'm on my last. I don't know. It's a gun thing. I don't know. They've been giving them away every week. A path of things that you have to do. Yeah. Like the first time I did it, it gave me a gun, and then the next time it gave me an upgraded version of that gun, and then the next time it gave me an exotic version another, I don't know, whatever. There's 5 of them, and I'm on the final one. So
just upgrades of the same gun?
I think so. I think the first one it gave me was not the gun, but the second one was a legendary version of the gun. And the third one was a masterwork version of the same gun. Yeah. The 4th one was the exotic version of that gun. And now the 5th one will be the masterwork exotic of that gun. Yeah. Right? If this sounds completely obnoxious and makes you roll your eyes, then I'm there with you. I am right there with you. So
no variation, really.
I know, but I've come this far. It's kind of like watching all 10 seasons of Smallville. I should have stopped at like season 4 or 3, but I kept going, and by the time it's like, hey, they're doing another one, it's like, crap, all right, fine, I'll watch it again. I'll watch season 9, I'll watch season 10, because I've come this far. So, and that's kind of the way I feel about what they're giving me there, is that I've come this far.
I think at that point I start skipping seasons.
Might as well keep going. So yeah, that's the last thing I've got to do, and at least something that's going to be on my in my inventory and whatever. And by the way, I've still got that stupid thing in my inventory from hey, complete the raid to get this thing out of your inventory.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. So at least they made a new thing where we can put that in. It doesn't take up a weapon slot.
Yeah, just throw it in the throw it in the vault. Yeah.
How much of the Forsaken stuff did you watch?
Forsaken?
The Forsaken, the Destiny Forsaken expansion thing.
No.
Did you look at any of that? Because I know you asked me about it when you came in. I asked
about it, like something for $40. I'm like, what is this? Something new? It's nothing with the season pass. So someone said it was basically like Taken King. When you went from one to Taken King.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that for certain just yet, but that's the vibe I'm getting. That's where it's headed. Yeah, I know they did a big reveal on it this week for Forsaken, and I have to be very careful with the way that I pronounce it, because when I read it, it does not say Forsaken to me; it says something else. It's just
Take your time with that.
I know, right? Got to be careful with it. But so, comes out in September.
Yeah,
it's another $40 expansion.
$40, yeah, from what I saw.
That comes with DLC.
Okay.
Season pass. Yeah, right?
So it's a season pass.
No. $40 just gets you the base.
Mm-hmm.
The seasons that they're going to release something in the winter, spring, summer, that sort of thing.
No, I'm saying it feels like a $40 season pass. Second season pass, because games have multiple season passes. Look what happened with like with Street Fighter V, multiple season passes. You pay $30 every season to get the next season. So Destiny 2 has a second season, so a second season pass. That's how it feels to me.
Yeah, it does. No, it's got a second season pass. You're exactly right. $40 for the base game, $30 for the seasons, $70 total. You're slapping back down on this 1 year later. So yeah, and hopefully things have improved. What I did notice is that, and I'm gonna forget a bunch of things because I didn't write all of this stuff down, like I should have done. But the weapon slots, from what I can tell, won't matter anymore. You can equip shotguns aren't relegated to just being a heavy ammo now. Mm-hmm. It can be the kinetic ammo, or not kinetic. It can be the secondary or the primary too. Mm-hmm. You can put it on any of those. In fact, you can walk around with all three slots with shotguns if you want to. Mm-hmm. So they've apparently changed that up. They are going to do the weapon rolls again, so that your weapons will have different stats now, instead of everybody's weapon being the same stat. So yeah, they're bringing that back.
Okay.
New story, of course, with Forsaken. A new PvE versus PV something mode.
Yeah.
You saw what it was, or maybe you saw what it was.
Like I said, I didn't really get into the PvE, PvP type stuff.
Well, it's like you and a group go into an arena, and then another team goes into an arena, and then you guys fight off waves of enemies. Mm-hmm. And as you do that, you build up a certain whatever. I think light motes. You build up light motes. Mm-hmm. And when you build up enough, it sends like a yellow bar boss over to the other team. And they have to kill that before they can progress, and that sort of thing. So it's not you versus another team directly. You know, it's just you versus another team in waves, in like a wave mode type thing. And then one player gets to go to the other team's thing and kind of mess them up. So I know we're gonna know more about it, but yeah. So, Gambit, yeah. Drunk to Dinner says it's Gambit mode, PvPvE. So it's interesting, yeah.
Yeah, well, at least they're trying. But like I said, Destiny's whole PvP system has never really interested me. I mean, only reason I went in there was for like to pick up something, an item or anything like that, or something like that. It's nothing.
Well, you had to do it for you just had to do it for the. Although Mayhem is up this week, which is kind of fun. Mayhem's always fun because everything regenerates fast, so you're just popping off supers all day.
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun to play. But STM Fuller says, they're saying that the Forsaken thing isn't a new season pass. No. It's an expansion that comes with a season pass. So, but you do have to have, keep this in mind, just like with the Taken King, you do have to have the Destiny 2 base game plus the 2 DLCs that came out with it.
Yeah.
This was the same thing that you had to have in Taken King as well. When Taken King launched, you had to have Destiny and then also the 2 DLCs that were released for it. So
everything that's out you got to have to get this.
So anyway, that's probably all I'll mention of the Forsaken thing. Am I going to be there that day? I don't know. I mean, they're changing up other things. Looks like some good quality of life stuff is coming around, and that looks good. I mean, if it's anything like it was, like what Taken King did, then that's a good thing. If it's anything like what Taken King did, it's a good thing. However, what sucks is the fact that they're even having to do this. You had a good thing with Taken King, and then when you released Destiny 2, you forgot about all of that, or you tried to change it too much. and it turned into a bad thing. So now you're having to do the same thing again in the second year of your game, when you could have just been there to begin with what you had done for Taken King. And Warmind kind of steps into a little bit of that Taken King stuff by giving us some things to chase. You know, if you're up for the chase, that sort of thing. Some people are, some people aren't. But the things that they're changing and that they're revamping, I guess, for the expansion for the Forsaken stuff, will. I mean, if it's close to what the Taken King did, it's a good thing. And I expect to see a resurgence, and I hope to see everybody back on again, playing and you know, doing their thing. I know you're not there yet, and that's fine. Don't know if you'll ever be there yet. That is also okay. I don't know, man, if they ever... See, here's what I wanted EA to do with Anthem, and I still want them to do this. I want them to announce not cross-play, but cross-save. The stuff I do on my PC will carry over to the stuff that I'm going to do on my console. And that's it. I don't need cross-save between Xbox and... Look, if it's Sony's thing, I don't need cross-save between Xbox and PlayStation 4. I just need it between the consoles and the PC. That's all I need. And if I can do that, especially if I can do that to where the PC is linked to my PlayStation, and then I can also link the PC to my Xbox and play with people over there too, I'd easily possibly buy 3 versions of that game. Maybe, but I don't know anybody on Xbox who plays it. But especially now that Sarah's on the PS4 side of things. So, but yeah, so if I was hoping EA would make that announcement, and that if they could, I was hoping that would push pressure on Bungie, being like, look, this can be done, make it happen. You know, make that happen. That's really what I wanted to see. And I kind of still want to see that. I really would like to see that happen. It's so annoying to know that you guys are over there and I am so far behind now on my console to where I am on my PC.
Yeah.
Hate that. Anyway.
I was looking at that Anthem thing. It was my first time really looking at it, and it was like, this feels like Destiny with a different point of view and an extra class to pick from.
The stuff that I'm reading is not good for just the zeitgeist type thing, what people are thinking about it.
Yeah.
They're a lot on your side with this. Is like, hey, I don't
like I said, this is just my first impression looking at it, seeing it.
Yeah, and it is everybody else's, and they're just looking at the same thing, and they're saying, I don't need EA, I don't need Destiny EA. I need something different. Or BioWare, you know, which is who the ones who are working on this. They're not all that excited about it. Because it is showing too much of a Destiny vibe. But I think it was trying to do that. I think this is BioWare's answer to Destiny. Even though they have no PvP, that's fine. I don't necessarily know that Destiny had any PvP when it opened, when they first launched the game. I think it was something that came later. Not out of demand. Bungie was totally going to do PvP.
Right.
They just didn't have it all ready to go yet, and then they opened it up, I think. I could be wrong. But I don't know. We'll see. That game launches February 22nd of 2019. So plenty of time to get more hands-on with it. I am going to PAX this year. Hopefully it'll be there to play. I think that might be a little too early, but hopefully that'll be there that I can get some time on it. So, yeah, Drunk to Ginger is saying Destiny 1 had the Crucible pretty much right out of the gate from what I remember. I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember, but so yeah. And yes, Sarah is on a PS4 now. She hasn't been able to come back on the show. I've invited her a few times, but she's always been busy with other stuff. Which sounds like she's ditching me. She's totally not. She's just hitting the... Like today, she's at the same convention that Matt's at. Slinging her wares, selling her jewelry and stuff that she makes. So yeah, she hasn't been back on, but she is on. Have you played with her yet on PS4?
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah, she's on PS4. So
yeah, add her to my friends list. Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever she comes on, we'll get you the.
Yeah, we get the info then. Yeah.
You get you the info then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know her. You can get the info
Yeah.
from whenever you want.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, she is on the PS4, and she bought Destiny 2 on PS4. Yeah.
Okay.
I logged in and I saw her. Well, I logged in and she was on. She wasn't doing anything, but she was active. And I looked at her trophies, and she had Destiny 2 in the trophy stuff. I was like, oh God, she bought it. She was looking. I remember she was looking for Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition with all the DLC and stuff.
Right.
Because I sent a link to her for that on Friday, because it was down to $17 at Best Buy if you had Gamers Club. So
Okay.
for somebody who hadn't played it yet, I was like, yeah. So do that. Let's take a break. When we come back, we've got plenty to talk about here. We've got the whole EA thing. I think we'll do a rundown of that since it's so fresh. But we'll go over the EA thing. Matt's not here, so my focus is turned to RJ, which is away from the phone. So if you do call, just let it ring. I'll get to it. Music this time, I'm not doing a theme. Well, I am doing a theme, but I'm not going to ask you to guess it because there really is no way that I can really even hide it. So I will tell you this. It is all music from past E3 reveals and that sort of thing. So if there was a trailer last year or 2 years ago at E3 or something like that had some music to it, I was able to find that music and put it in there. So it's all that kind of music for all the music that we're using today. So our first one is from the E3 trailer in 2015 for the the episodic Hitman games that released. So we'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. And welcome back to In-Game Chat here on this Saturday, the 9th of June. Just before E3, the press conferences are getting underway because today we had EA and tomorrow we have Bethesda. Well, in the order of when they come on, we have Microsoft in the afternoon and then Bethesda that night. So
That's the spot they always had, isn't it? The late night Saturday.
Bethesda?
Bethesda.
Late night Sunday, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Sunday. Okay. Late night Sunday.
Yeah. This is music, oddly enough. This is from, it said 2016, but I swear I thought it came out in 2017. But it's the trailer for, or at least the very few moments we saw of the Spider-Man game coming to PS4 this year.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was E3 I think it was 2016. But this was the music for it. So there's really not going to be anything you hear that's going to give away what you're listening to, because most of the music they pick for these things are not music that ends up in the game. So they're just temp tracks to run for the trailer. Anyway, welcome back to the show. To go over EA's press conference, it just took place at 1 o'clock today. actually. RJ came in at about the Battlefront 2 time period and pretty much didn't watch any of it. He played Streets of Rage, I think, or something.
Streets of Rage remake.
Yeah, which is totally fine. But, yeah, that's what he did. And and that's fine because he really didn't miss much. They talked about Battlefield 5, which is what they're going with as far as the name. No loot boxes, no premium pass. They just kind of wanted to stress that again.
They say that.
Well, they say that, but they also didn't ask about how it's going to make money, which is something I knew that or they didn't reveal that. And they also didn't do a QA period where anybody could ask that question.
Mm-hmm.
So there was that, and what else did we have? Respawn is working on a Star Wars game. That's really it. That's all they said was that Respawn is working on a Star Wars game called Jedi Fallen Order. So that's all we know about that. It'll be coming holiday of next year. Mm-hmm. So I guess they just wanted to get the word out.
Yeah.
And that was it. They went back to Battlefront 2, and the guy came out on stage and was very apologetic and was looking for forgiveness. I'm not kidding. He really sounded like it was really bad. They talked about that they would be bringing a new heroes and maps taken from the Clone Wars, stuff like that. This was all, I was not, they brought up FIFA as well, and I was just not into any of this. When they came out with Unravel 2, I was like, oh, okay, but I had known that was coming because hours earlier that had leaked that Unravel 2 was at least in development, so we thought. So they've done all this. It's about 25, 30 minutes into the show now, and this is really the first gameplay that we see. Unravel 2, it's got co-op, which, by the way, it's only got local co-op, as it was revealed. Not on stage. Not until afterwards where people started tweeting about it saying, there's no online co-op, it's just couch local co-op only.
Right.
You can play it single player, but you'll still be controlling two Yarnies, I guess. I don't know if the other one has a new name. But you'll be... so you can... But at times you can switch between which one you control to help with puzzle solving and that sort of thing.
Right.
And you can also play it co-op. The interesting thing about this was it was just announced, while it did leak earlier today, it was announced at EA's press conference, and then afterwards they said, hey, the game's available right now.
Yep. So
the game is out there, which is why so many people came rushing back to say, wait, it does not have online co-op. So just be aware of that. Then there was Sea of Solitude, which is another, both Yarny, or Unravel, I want to call it Yarny. Both Unravel 2 and Sea of Solitude come from like indie devs type stuff that they've got going on. This is out of a German studio. The game was introduced in a wandering way by, this story doesn't go into it. I was interested in it. It looked interesting to me, but again, I didn't see any gameplay.
Right.
I just saw a trailer for it. So I will wait and find out more about it when there is more for me to find out.
Yes, the focus of that conference with the young lady was telling us on stage was basically one of those emotional, heart-tugging stories, and emotions getting the person's emotions in check, things like that. So real story-driven type thing there.
So, again, there's a trailer for it if you want to go out and find it, Sea of Solitude. Mm-hmm. I don't know that it's going to tell you much about the game. A lot of these trailers don't do that. Then they moved on and they talked about Command & Conquer Rivals, which they've taken Command & Conquer and they've made it a mobile game. Yeah, they were playing that while you were playing your game.
The base thing.
Competitive mobile RTS, whatever. If you've got Android, you can play like a demo type thing out there, but that's... Command & Conquer? Yeah, sure. Command & Conquer on my phone? Not so much. Not so much. And then there was Anthem. And there was, what else did we get? We got the Madden coming to PC. That was announced. There was also a trailer for Madden Overdrive. FIFA 19, which they talked about. They also talked about Origin Access Premier. and I think the other subscription service is called EA Play.
Yeah, EA Play.
Yeah, that's where you pay like $10 a month, and you get access to a bunch of games in the EA library that kind of rotate out each month. And when new games come out, you get an early. You get to play the game like 5 days early if you're part of the EA Play thing.
So into some like PS Now.
Huh?
And like PS Now, for that thing they did on PlayStation, Sony tried like access to all these games for.
Well, that was PS Now. That was their backwards compatibility thing.
Okay.
Was the PS Now thing where you could it streams to your machine and you can play it type stuff.
Yeah, it was just like for me, it was just a bunch of access to a bunch of games. Okay, just
it is, and it was $10 a month, and it was not. It was very specific to where you buy it, but it was not available on PlayStation 4.
Okay.
Sony would not allow it on PlayStation 4.
No,
so it's only on Xbox and it's only on PC. Maybe I doubt it's on the Switch. Xbox and PC. Yes, STM Fuller, you did hear Madden 19 for PC. Yes. So anyway, Origin Access Premier is on top of EA Play, but it's specifically for the PC. I don't know the price of it yet, but when it does launch, you'll be able to play Madden on PC and a bunch of other games that they've got, and they're not all EA games. I saw some indie games in there. Somebody said they saw one of the Batman Arkham games in there. So it's a load of games from all over. It's kind of like if Steam did something where I'm going to go ahead and give them marketing something, the Steam pipeline. If they said, here, pay us $10 a month, the Steam pipeline, and you have access to this section of games, and they just threw in a bunch of games for you to play on your PC.
Right.
So that seems to be what it is. I just don't know. I thought it was like a tier above EA Play. I thought it was like, okay, EA Play's $10, but if you pay us $20, you'll get this. It's not the case. It's only on PC, and they haven't announced any pricing for it yet. It'll work a lot like EA Play does. You will get to play these games ahead of time before they release. But honestly, I think what they're doing is trying to make a distinction between EA Play being your consoles and Origin Access being your PC. Even though EA Play is available on PC and console, I think that's going to be the case. So, in fact, they may phase out the EA Play on the PC and just go with Origin Access Premier. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. So, there's very little to go on this. They've talked about it and they haven't said anything more. That's where we're sitting with that. Yeah, I am not the audience for EA as I am not in the sports game, so that's half of what they showed. They did, man. And honestly, the gameplay, from what I understand, it was just Anthem, which is what they got to at the end of the presentation. They talked about Anthem, showed off gameplay that was heavily edited. It wasn't live gameplay, which is what I would have preferred.
Yeah.
It was a lot of stuff edited together to give you a look at a bunch of different things. So I don't trust it.
It was like gameplay with cutscenes edited out, and then just quick jumps to different parts of.
I don't have Spidey sense. I have cynical sense, and so my cynical sense was tingling, saying that this is not what I want to see from you guys.
Yeah. What went wrong when you cut that part out?
It doesn't even cut that part out, man. It's just that the edits were there. I could see that the edits were there.
Yeah, plenty of edits. We saw that.
Yeah, but that's a stark contrast from what we saw with. First off, they showed like 10 minutes of. I'm sorry, there was other gameplay. There was Command and Conquer on your phone. They showed 10 minutes of that. I kind of was leaving that out, and I'm sorry, but they showed 10 minutes of that, and that was live gameplay, people playing the game. They showed probably, I don't know, maybe a little less than 10 minutes of the Unravel 2. And they were on stage playing together.
Right.
It was totally right there. They were doing their thing. Now, my cynical sense can say to me, that could have been pre-taped and whatever. Sure, totally could have, but there were no edits. I mean, it went from when they played it all the way to the end. I don't mind that. I wouldn't mind if they were showing me, Anthem from however however the whole thing works from the start. Like Destiny, when you're in the director, you pick a planet, you go down, you do your thing. So I don't know how this is going to work with Anthem, but start somewhere there.
Yeah.
Show me how you go to a place on a map.
Yeah, show the interface.
Yeah, and how you start fighting, and walk me through all of that stuff through a nice big fight, and show me that. Don't edit, don't jump cut, don't change things. Just show me that. I know you want to try and show off the world. You've got time. The game launches February 2019. You got time right now to show us live gameplay, or at least taped live gameplay, so that you can edit out if there's any kind of... I understand code can be buggy. That's what it does. Yeah. So I can understand that. But you've got time to edit that stuff out, show that off, and then later on down the road, show us more stuff. That's how you bring people in. You show them a little bit of this, and they're like, wow, that's great. I want to see more. All right, we'll show you more coming up in a month, and each month, here's a little bit. Here's a little bit. Oh, wow, you can go underwater, and you can fight underwater. That's fantastic. Just stretch it out there. So, Anthem is out on PC. It will launch day and date with console and PC. So, let's see what else. There will be no loot boxes in the game. The expected customization. Saw a gameplay demo that looks like the same third-person Destiny-ish gameplay we've already seen. Some pretty big bosses. Yeah. They have a whole article of everything we know about Bungie or about BioWare's. Look at that. I already screwed up. Look at that little slip about Bungie's Anthem. Yeah.
Destiny on the brain.
Well, I mean, you saw that.
Understandably, yeah.
They're saying they're swearing up and down that this is not PvP, that it is PvE all the way. Now, does that mean, Destiny has an area you can go to and play PvP.
Right.
Or you can make it PvE. So, I guess what I'm saying, are there these public areas where you and your team meet up with somebody else playing online and their team, not that you fight each other, but you help take down a big boss or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, this is the problem with this, is that anytime I want to reference Anthem and try and talk about it, since they haven't really given me any kind of terminology for the game or anything like that,
right.
I am going to say, I'm going to compare it to Destiny. That's the only way that I can ask the question of what I'm trying to figure out. So, Anthem will not be playable offline, just so you know. I'm looking at some threads here real quick because I remember there was one that was going off a bunch of bullet points of Anthem, and now I can't find it. Anyway, so that's great. Fantastic radio. Sorry, I'm not feeling too well, so I'm just like, eh. See if this is it. Nope, that's not it either. Just one thread for the Anthem. Anyway. I was hoping to get something like Skate 4 announced.
You played that one?
I played Skate.
Okay.
I played Skate or Skate 2. I don't know. Maybe it was Skate 3.
The only one I've known about was Skate 3. Never heard of the other. Never seen the other two.
I played Skate. I'm sure I played Skate 3. And so, here's the thing. I think you had asked me how I felt about EA. And basically, I was disappointed. I just hoped that there would be more surprises. I knew we were going to get Anthem. I knew we were going to get Battlefield. The leak for Unravel would have been a nice surprise, but it leaked. And
sport titles, of course.
Sports titles, whatever. I just don't. They're not.
No, it's like I was saying earlier about sport titles, man. There's not much you can show us or tell us about a sports game during a reveal. I mean, it's the same game. It's just a different up. It's like I've said before. A sports title, the year after, is just an updated roster, maybe a graphical touch up. But I think they're starting to run out of modes to put in the game. I mean, we've already got some. Take your created character from the rookie leagues to the pro leagues and pretty much every sports title out there. I mean, there's not much more you can add to a sports title anymore.
Yeah. Oh, somebody's made an archive of all the E3 leaks so far. All right.
we'll definitely go over that. I'm just looking to see if I've got anything here that might not only shed some light on the Anthem thing, but also shed some light on the. Wait, what?
There's got to be some PvP or something like that. I mean, if you can't play it,
apparently
offline.
There is a price on that Premier thing. What is Premier? Premier is to jump back a couple of topics here. The Origins Access Premier. Premier is a membership tier that gives you access to the latest and greatest EA games before anyone else. You get access to the full game, yours to play whenever you want for as long as you're a Premier member. The current tier of Origin Access is now a basic membership. If you already have Origin Access, your membership won't change unless you upgrade. You still get your current. What are the differences? 10% discount in the Origin store on full games, pre-orders, expansions, and more. You get that with the basic. Full unlimited access to the best editions of our games starting 5 days before they launch. There's no limited time trials. You can play the full game starting 5 days before launch without purchasing it separately until you cancel your Premier membership. The basic part of that is the chance to try out our new game for up to 10 hours starting 5 days before launch. That's the basic version. Access to all of the games in the vault. Play any games that have already been added as much as you want. How much does Premier cost? They have a price. Here we go. For $15 a month or $100 a year. There you go. There's your pricing. So, yeah, that's what I was looking for there. Thank you, threads on the internet. Okay, so I mean, that was EA. We'll get Microsoft tomorrow. Theirs is going to be like an hour and a half or an hour and 45 minutes, something like that. Much longer. Hopefully they'll do there's a drinking game for you to play if you're watching those things. But they highly recommend you not do it because you'll probably die. And I can see Microsoft pulling out most of them. The term, we've listened to your feedback. The thing where they try to say games need to be immersive or games need to inspire or games need to do this, all that jargon that goes on. I personally like Sony, man. Sony, when it comes out, welcome to Sony's E3 presentation, and then they walk off stage. They don't have a lot of people coming out giving stats or talking to the audience too much. A few people come out and say a couple of things, but for the most part, it is trailer after trailer after trailer.
It was
after
like
trailer,
in Console Wars. Remember that part where they talked about how a dude came up on stage and said the price and just walked off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. All right. So we are getting here to the top of the hour. When we come back, we'll hit some of the news that happened this week as well. Most of it was actually leaks about what's going to be going on here. We talked about Forsaken already. But Blizzard mentioned a Diablo thing. Red Dead Redemption 2 got special editions. Yeah, there's a steelbook involved, so you know what I'm going to be doing. Valve changed up their policy. Crackdown 3. Again, goes back to leaks. Hitman 2 got announced, those sort of things. So they're all coming up in the next hour here on In-Game Chat. Again, back to the music. It was one of my favorites, and I'm hoping Ubisoft will show off the next game from these people. They've already announced that they're working on another game, so hopefully we'll get to see that at Ubisoft's press conference. But it's the music used in Valiant Hearts from their E3 presentation way back when. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. This music, it comes from last year's EA E3 presentation. Mm-hmm. So like when you joined a few minutes before the actual presentation went underway,
Right.
This is the music they played. Actually, it's not last year's. It's from 2016. So, anyway, welcome back to the show. So, yeah, there's been leaks all over the place. And last week, we got a Hitman leak. You know, it was going to be Hitman 2, so they've announced that. We knew it was coming, though, because they had said, who was it? Was it WB or somebody said that we've got a game announcement that we're going to make on whatever, and they kind of hinted that, hey, this thing's coming. We'll talk about Hitman coming up on the 7th or whatever it was. I can't remember what the date was. Mm-hmm. But they had announced ahead of time, we're going to talk about Hitman. They didn't necessarily say we're going to talk about a sequel. We're going to talk about Hitman. And so Hitman 2 announced coming out this November, non-episodic this time around. Mm-hmm. I really want to get Matt's take on this. And I hate that he's not here. Mm-hmm. But I really wanted to get his take on the whole thing because he played the episodic version. I didn't. I played the full release and wished that I had played it like him in episodes. Mm-hmm. And I saw a lot, when I was reading threads on this, I saw a lot of other people there were people who kind of, it went back and forth. Right. There were some who said, oh, this is fantastic. I'm glad they're doing it non-episodic. Then there were some people who said, well, I'm glad it's getting a sequel, but I'm going to miss the episodes. Mm-hmm. And when they would explain themselves, it's the exact same thing that I was talking about, which was the episodes gave you like 1 or 2 months to just dive into that level, that was released. You could get into that level, and you could spend the next 2 months until the next campaign came out, and just go about it in a multitude of different ways. Mm-hmm. And they enjoyed that. And I kind of agree with that because playing it non-episodic, mm-hmm. when I had all the stuff, playing it the way I played it meant that once I finished a level, once I got the kill that I needed, I had no desire to stick around. I was like, all right, on to the next one.
Yeah.
And the leaderboards were way out of my reach at that time because I was so far behind. So, yeah, it made me regret not getting it episodic, which is weird because most games that do the episodic thing, I wait for the whole thing to release before I play it.
Yeah.
Like Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us, all that stuff. When Telltale does their episodic gaming.
Well, for me, the Wolf Among Us would have been better for me if it was all together once, because that's a detective case. Mm-hmm. You're making choices based on what you've seen before.
Right.
So if you had a month or two in between episodes, you may have forgotten the stuff you're supposed to keep on your mind when you are making decisions in this next part.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that, and it was not even that. It was. It was the same for Walking Dead. Mm-hmm. I could knock out an episode in about 2 to 3 hours.
Right.
And then I have to wait for 2 months, usually, for another one to come along. By then, what happened?
Yeah.
I loved the first one where I rented it from Redbox. And over a 5-night period, man, it was like an episode a night.
Yeah.
Sat down, let's play, let's play another episode.
Yeah.
Sat down, let's play another. It was best. It was the best binge gaming, I guess, that you want to call it that I had done. So,
yeah.
I guess I was kind of hoping for the same thing with Hitman, but no, not the way they had that set up, and they had it set up in a very good way. So, this is the one where it's I'd rather have it kind of episodic. Now, since they're not going episodic with this, I'm curious as to what changes they will make to it. Mm-hmm. How do you progress through the level? Do you just get the kill and then move on? Or I feel like since they're going non-episodic with this, they're going to change things up with how the other ones were done, So I feel like it'll change.
When they're all like it's just basically action-based, like you said, get the kill and go to the next target.
Sometimes it was real easy to get that kill, though. You know? And that was the fun of having it episodically. Like, I could get that kill in no time, just straightforward or doing what I was doing. But then there's ways I could challenge myself. Let's do it only by dressing up as a construction worker, or let's do it only by using this method.
Well, there's a benefit for episodic that way because, like I said, action-based. Like I said, for Walking Dead, Wolf Among Us, those are story-based. So elements of the story you need to keep on your mind. This is an action-based title. I mean, is there really a story element for the Hitman games?
There have been. Yeah,
How about
yeah.
lately?
Well, no. Once they switched with episodic, I don't know. There may have been an overall story going through the thing.
Right.
I can't remember. Again, I wish Matt was here.
Yeah.
There may have been some kind of overall thing, like at the end of each episode, you get a little bit of a hint towards the story, but that really wasn't a big deal. You were there to play the episodic content. You weren't there to really do much of a story, which makes me think if they're going non-episodic on this, they're going to have to weave a story in there.
Yeah, I'm thinking, but I'm thinking, are you playing Hitman for the story or for the action or getting the quickest kill or something like that? Because if it's episodic in this game, I think you, like you said, spend the time really focusing on quickest kills and challenges.
Yeah,
for that
I
month.
think you play a Hitman. I think you play a Hitman game for. I play it because Splinter Cell hasn't come out yet, and if I need my stealth, if I need my little stealth, my stealth hit, then that's where I'd go. Okay. So, oh man, and by the way, since we're talking about E3 and the leaks and everything else, so far that image from Walmart Canada, that leaked a long time ago, has been checking them off. Man, we got an Assassin's Creed, we got a Just Cause 4, we got a Hitman 2.
Did you see? Was Dead or Alive 6 on there?
I don't know. I can bring it up.
Because Dead or Alive 6 I saw was they were talking about that. They were planning on releasing a new version of that. It's been. I think they said it came out in 2012. I have to make sure about that.
What?
It's been a long time.
Dead or Alive?
Dead or Alive 5 came out in. Let's see what time.
There was something that got announced just the other day, I think, and it was. I thought it was a fighting game, but I don't think it was Dead or Alive. It might have been something else. Good Lord, where is this thing that I'm looking for? This is what you guys come here to listen to, is me looking for things on the internet. It's so much fun.
Dead or Alive 5 came out originally came out in 2012, and now 2018 they've put out a little video for its sequel, DOA 6.
Got so much of James and Kevin going back and forth in this chat.
Now if only Sega could.
There it is. Jesus, that took forever.
Now if only Sega could get up off their collective keisters and put Virtua Fighter 6 in development, because we've been wanting that a long time, man.
Let's see. Looking here real quick to see if there was anything. Don't see it. Yeah, there's
Not
nothing there. Yeah. Nothing there on the list.
Not on the Canada Walmart thing?
Right, yeah, nothing on the Canada Walmart thing.
All right.
Yeah. Now, some of the things we knew we were getting is the Division 2. That's on there. We knew that. WWE 2K19, you'll always NBA 2K19. Yes, we know we're getting those. Those are things that we know are coming out. Metroid Prime 4, that was already announced. The things that we weren't sure with at the time was like Lego DC Villains. Well, that got announced. Assassin's Creed. We didn't know what it was going to be, but they had Assassin's Creed, so we're thinking, is this just a remake for the first game to be put on modern consoles again? What's going on? Well, then they announced Odyssey, so we're good there. What else? There was Just Cause 4, which I was like, I don't know about that, but sure enough, it got leaked. So there is a Just Cause 4. Whatever Destiny Common is, which I have to think now is Forsaken. That has to be what Forsaken is. So, Gears of War 5 is on the list. We'll know tomorrow what happens there. Borderlands 3 is on the list. We'll know about that one too, I'm sure, eventually here in the next couple of days.
Yeah, I'd wait. Regardless, I'd wait and see on that one.
Forza Horizon 5 is strange because they haven't released a Forza Horizons 4 yet. But so far, man, this thing has been spot on, really, with everything. Either stuff we knew was happening and then stuff we thought, nah, that's not, and then boom, there it is. So, yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Yeah, so that's the Hitman thing got leaked. And then the Just Cause 4 got leaked. Steam leaked that, by the way. We don't have any details on the game. Looks like it's set in a jungle setting. It was more an island setting, I think, from the past games.
This is Just Cause?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was more set in some islands and stuff, Just Cause 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so Just Cause 4 looks like it's got a jungle motif for it. What else did we have? Just Cause 4 we talked about. There's the checklist. Crackdown 3 got delayed. We'll know about that tomorrow in more detail. But there were sources saying that it was going to get delayed, and then, a spokesperson for Microsoft confirmed that Crackdown 3 is now planned to release in February of next year. It's another delay for that game. Will we see some footage tomorrow? Probably, along with the announcement of a release date. Maybe sometime in February they're going to give that. I don't know. They keep pushing this thing back that I'm not so certain it is going to get. It's not going to get pushed back again. So let's go to the phones real quick. We got. I know one caller's been waiting for a while. Hey, you're on in-game chat. Who's this?
It's Chris.
Hi, Chris. Thanks for waiting, man.
That's okay.
What's up?
Not much. Just listening to y'all and just looked at the Anthem trailer, that they just showed not too long ago, and that's about all.
The trailer or the gameplay?
It was the one from E3. It was the gameplay, or the whatever. They just released a few hours ago from the E3.
Edited gameplay.
It was the one. I think it was all edited up. It had
the
gameplay, just showing off stuff. But
yeah,
other than that, I'm just waiting for the other ones to come down the line.
Right. Like they haven't showed what your character looks like, and I don't mean what your character looks like, but like how do I pick the weapons, or how do I pick the And again, I'm relating this to Destiny because I don't know how they're doing any of this. They haven't really. They haven't told us anything about this game. They have said it is only PvE. They said when it'll release, and that you'll have to be online. But they're giving me all these. What am I trying to say? They're not giving me mechanics of the game.
Right.
The
interface isn't showing at all.
They're giving you all of the things that don't tell you what the game is or how the game works.
They're not laying down a roadmap from point A to point B.
Or at least, point A to point B inside the game itself,
Yeah, or a portion of what you can expect.
Yeah, so I have no idea. I really have no idea how it's going to work. When we kill enemies, do we get loot? What kind of loot do we get? If we get loot, how do we equip it to our player? What does that screen look like? And I know they've got a long time to show this off, but this is E3. This is usually when you try to open the door to that. Trust me, I wouldn't be... If they had given us all of this stuff, I wouldn't be on the opposite end saying, why didn't they tell us? Is it online only to play? I wouldn't have been there saying this. What are there loot boxes? I wouldn't have been saying this. I wouldn't be asking for answers to the stuff that they told us today if they had told us everything else. I wouldn't be looking for those answers like I'm looking for these. These feel more important to me than what those were. I wouldn't care if there's PvP or PvE. That doesn't matter to me. I just want to know more about the mechanics. That's all. So it's me being a grumpy man.
I agree with you on that. I'd like to know a little more details about, if it's like real life and kind of like Destiny, where you, like in order to get to point A to point B, you have to do this and that, and if it's like real life, and it'd be nice to show something like that, and then
it looks like we can fly.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
So, yeah, it's like Iron Man and Friends, basically, is what it feels like.
Yeah, that looks more fun than, I used to get into Destiny when it first came out, and then I got out of that one after, like, the first DLC, and since then I could give two hoots about it, but this one, it seems like it's wanting to draw me in, and, all of the environments that I've seen in the gameplay look pretty darn awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, the environments look great, but that's nice to have. I'm glad it's there, but I still don't know what's going on in your game. So, I know they're going to tell us more. I know that they'll reveal more. They've got a long time to do that. I just felt like I'd have less questions after E3 instead of more. which is actually more of the same questions I had the last time they talked about this game, really. And I'm curious if we're going to get anything, because I remember this thing was originally revealed at an Xbox press conference, I think.
I believe you're right. I can't remember, but
So,
it's been a little while.
I'm interested to see if we're going to get any more footage from this tomorrow or Monday at Sony. So, yeah. So before I get all McPlainerson, whatever, maybe I should wait until E3 is over with and then complain next week on the show. Thanks for calling in, Chris.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Take care.
Take care now.
Bye.
Hey, you're on in-game chat. Who's this?
Michael?
Michael?
Yep.
Hey, Michael. How's it going, man?
Good. What do you think of E3?
What did I think of E3?
Yeah.
Well, your phone, we're hardly picking you up on your phone here. You're coming in really low for some reason.
There better?
That is much better. Thank you so much.
Okay.
No, you're cool. You're cool. So what did I think of E3? Well, E3's not really over with yet. E3, like if you want to get technical, E3 hasn't actually started. The show floor doesn't open until Tuesday, but that's okay. The press conference is really what everybody talks about. So EA's press conference talked about it a little bit earlier, but it's not necessarily that I was bored through it, but the problem is there was nothing that surprised me, you know?
Yeah.
If I'm a Madden fan and I'm a PC guy, then Madden on PC would be like, hey, that's pretty cool, but I'm not a Madden fan.
I don't think those two places even mesh well.
Right? That's it. I mean, yeah, exactly. Madden, okay, fine, you're putting it on PC. Watch the numbers not do a thing. You're going to sell you're going to sell more console copies than you are on PC for that game particularly. So then again,
I did like that one developer who was like really struggling. I felt like she was very, like the girl who announced that. What was that game called?
Sea of Solitude. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's from. Is she Nordic or Icelandic? I can't remember.
She's from Berlin, I think.
Was it Berlin? Oh goodness, I'm way off then. No. Yeah, it's always fun when, and I say it's fun. What I mean is I can feel. I don't feel cringy at those moments. You know what? Like I felt cringy anytime.
It feels realistic. Like she didn't really know what she was doing.
She felt the way that she felt was like, I've been struggling as an indie developer for a long time to get a game made, and EA has picked it up, and they've also decided to present my game at their E3 presentation, and they want me to be on stage to do this. There was a load of like, all my hard work is paying off. Look at where I am now. Type of vibe.
And I'm freaking out.
Yeah, that was the kind of vibe I was getting off of her, which is fantastic. It showed a passion for what she does.
Rather than just like references to like media or like really bad jokes.
Right. None. There was nothing like that with what she was talking about, and it was really nice to see. It felt genuine, I guess is what I'm saying. And
yeah, me too.
Not that anybody else who was up there who made a game didn't feel genuine, but they all came off very scripted. Like the guys who were up there for Battlefield 5, it just felt very scripted, and it was like, move along into the next thing. Okay, we're done. We're off stage. We'll see you on the battlefield. And then they walk off. So yeah, it just felt a lot more genuine coming from her, and I really kind of enjoyed that. It shows a passion for what she's done, which makes me more interested in her game. Because if she's that passionate, if she's that passionate about being on stage, talking about her game from where she's come from.
What was the gameplay, though, is my question of that game.
Yeah, there was none. There was a trailer. There really was no actual live gameplay for that game. So, I mean, I'm still on the fence about it, but I'm curious.
It just showed she had passion for what she did, yeah.
Totally did, and I was glad to see that. It'll be, I don't necessarily want to count the cringes for tomorrow, but there will be some during Microsoft because they want to. I don't know. They still don't get how to do a presentation. To me, personally. And
one more thing.
Yes.
And then I'll go.
Okay.
Have you remember when I talked about We Happy Few?
Yeah, that's been a while, man.
Like. I was one of the original backers of that game,
and
I talked about it with you guys about how I know that trailer didn't really show at E3 that they showed didn't represent the gameplay at all, really.
Yeah,
and I knew that because they sent me the early version of the game that was nothing like how they showed it.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my gosh, are they really doing this?
And did you? And
Yeah.
I mean, you've played it. I mean, it's been what? How long has it been now?
I don't know.
Did you not pick it up and play it, or?
Well, I had it since I backed it. And
And-
they barely did anything to it between the beta and the release. There was a few cutscenes.
I kind of felt that way too, even though I haven't played the actual full game. I remember playing it at a PAX and then playing it again, like maybe a year or two later, actually at a PAX, thinking, "Oh, now this game's coming out. Let's take a look." And I was like, "This is no different than what I played before." And then, of course, one of our guys on the show who isn't on with us anymore, Nate, he actually played that and talked about it. And the more he told me about it, the more I just wasn't interested in it, because I don't like games where you have to micromanage yourself. You know, hey, I'm getting hungry. I need to eat. Hey, I need to sleep. Hey, I need to get water. I'm not.
I
big-
was just hoping for more weapon variety.
Yeah, I'm not big on that at all. So
Yeah, it says it was released early access in July of 2016 and to be released mid 2018. So during that span,
to be released mid 2018.
this is something I was looking at, but there was no improvement during that time. If it was released 2016 as early access, nothing. You said nothing changed. They didn't make any improvements or anything.
I haven't really played it since launch because I just lost interest. But
Yeah,
As far
I
as-
just remember talking
yeah, go ahead.
with you guys about it, and I just wanted to check up on you guys because you said when it releases, talk about it. But I haven't really had the time to talk to you guys since now.
No, don't worry, man. It's totally fine. We do that ourselves with plenty of games. But yeah, they may have changed some stuff. They may have stabilized some things. If like, hey, this is glitching. They may have fixed some glitches.
Okay.
But the overall aspect of the game, I don't think has changed very much at all. And
Yeah, it's the same.
yeah, and which is kind of disappointing, because that the first game they made, which was God, what is that called? Oh, with the little girl.
What, Contrast?
It was,
Contrast.
Wasn't it like the one,
Yeah,
the Shadow one?
yeah. Contrast was the name of it. Yeah, that was.
I never really played it, but it looked good.
It was great. I enjoyed it very much. It was fantastic. Loved it very much. Loved the mechanic of being playing as shadows and that sort of thing.
Wasn't it glitchy though at the launch, or
Do what now?
wasn't it glitchy?
I don't think it was for me. Not when it released on PS4. No.
I remember someone saying that, and
I think it was on PC, but it had some glitches. Or was it Xbox that got the glitches? I can't remember. Might have been the Xbox that had some glitches on that. So, but no, fairly good game there.
yeah. Well, I won't hold you on for too long, so I'm gonna go.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling. We appreciate hearing from you.
No problem. Bye.
All right,
Take care now.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have more of in-game chat. Again, we're playing music from past E3s, trailers for this. This goes back to, is it E3 last year or E3 year before? I think it was E3 year or two before that. It's for Uncharted 4. Is when we got some gameplay reveal there, and so this is the music from that. We'll be right back with more of in-game chats right after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. Knew there was a cue coming in there somewhere. This is music from Call of Duty World War II from their E3 presentation last year. One more song comes from way back. Play that as we go out. This is all kind of epic stuff. Boy, I don't think that game sold. I think it sold regularly, but I say regularly. I think it sold to expectations, but did not exceed them like I think they hoped for. So, we'll see. All right, what else did we have? We talked about Crackdown 3. We got a release date for Days Gone, which you'll know about on Monday when Sony does their press conference. In fact, we should talk about the press conferences, I guess. Do the whole speculation thing and see what we get right, see what we get wrong. Days Gone has a release date of February 22nd, 2019. Same day as Anthem, by the way. Telltale announced the final season for Walking Dead. Blizzard's working on a new unannounced Diablo project. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. Let's talk about the other press conferences. Tomorrow we get Microsoft first. Mm-hmm. There's been leaks all over the place. So we know Crackdown is moving into 2019 for a February release. Watch it be the 22nd. But will they show off Will they show off Crackdown? You think? Crackdown 3? They've shown it now at, 3? 2 or 3 E3s
2
now?
or 3 events.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Still got nothing from it. Changed things. They changed the... I don't know. The development on that game hasn't been going so great. What else do we have from Microsoft? We know we're getting a look at Battlefield 5, because that was announced during EA's press conference today. Said you'll get more. You'll get a first look at the game tomorrow at Microsoft's press conference. So we know we're getting that. Will we get a Forza, maybe?
Mentioned the number. It says Forza 5 or something, didn't you?
Right. Forza Horizons only has 3 right now, so there's a 4 missing somewhere, and then we got 5. Gears of War 5, is on that list of Walmart games.
Right.
So maybe we'll get a Gears of War announced. It's hard for me to think of original IP to get announced. I have no idea. So I tend to stick to sequels. Will we get another Halo announced? It's been a while since we've had Halo at an E3. That doesn't necessarily excite me. Microsoft's does not.
You get a feeling of more of the same if it was a Halo?
I don't know. I'm not excited for Microsoft's press conference. I wasn't excited for EA's press conference. I was hoping for surprises like Skate 4, or something that we didn't know about, or something that's could it happen and it didn't.
Or something that wasn't on the list.
Something that's not on the list, Just, want to see something that I wasn't expecting.
Right.
And I got a feeling, even though they're going to go for an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes, I still don't think I'm going to get anything that surprises me. Maybe they'll announce more backward-compatible games. It'd be nice if they showed off Red Dead Redemption 2, but Rockstar usually doesn't do that. Rockstar doesn't give that to companies to do. They did it one year for Grand Theft Auto 4. When what's his name, Peter Moore came out and had the tattoo on his arm. They said, hey, you're going to get the exclusive DLC on our system first. Or whatever it was. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Or no. I think it was the fact that Grand Theft Auto was finally coming to an Xbox system. Because that was 4. 3 was only on PlayStation.
Okay.
And then I think that was just for the fact that Xbox was finally getting a Grand Theft Auto game.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to get from Microsoft. And I'm not all that excited about it either. What are you thinking?
I'm just waiting for...
What are you waiting for? Sony?
Sony, yeah.
Okay.
See if any other fighting games comes out. Because I knew about Soul Calibur, and then Dead or Alive 6 that came out.
Somebody's going to show off Tomb Raider. If it's, be it Microsoft or Sony, somebody's going to show off Tomb Raider. It's a Square Enix game. So is Just Cause 4. So maybe Microsoft gets one of those and then Sony gets the other. I don't know. What else? I don't know. I can't think of anything else. And I'm drawing a big blank. Mainly because, they may focus on some sports games, but they'll do the thing where they deliver a car out and they're like, here's a car and you can play Forza, and it does not interest me whatsoever.
I hear rumors about another Mortal Kombat coming out, 11.
Yeah, so somebody made a thread about this, that WB Games had changed their logo.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a cosmic background.
Okay.
No idea what that's going to be. What I would love to see, and it'd probably come from Sony more than it would Microsoft, but it'd be a real coup if Microsoft was able to get this, would be a hint, an idea, something of what Rocksteady is working on. Because I think they're done with the Batman games, maybe. But I'd love to know what it is they're working on. Mm-hmm. They are working on something, but nobody spilled the beans yet on what that is.
Right.
So, I feel like if Borderlands 3 is coming, somebody's got to show it off. One of the two. It's got to come from Microsoft or it's got to come from Sony. So, there were rumors about Rocksteady working on a Superman game. I don't know that's... I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. We just haven't heard anything from them in a very long time since Arkham Knight released. And that's going back a good 3 years now.
The glitch fest that was.
Well, no, remember it released in... Oh, no, it got released, but the PC was held off for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then got released. So, yeah.
Yeah, that game was a nightmare for you on PC.
It really was. And I got the PC version because I upgraded my card in my system.
Yeah.
And then, but I'd already had the PS version. Ooh, wow, sorry. I already had the PS version preloaded.
Yeah.
Or pre-ordered or whatever it was, so I
Yeah.
could get the nice little statue. That's the fun of guessing rumors. Nobody knows. Exactly. Sony, we kind of know what we're getting with the exception of surprises. They've told us. You're getting Days Gone. You're getting Last of Us 2. You're getting Spider-Man. You're getting the From Software's game. Shadow, what's it called?
What, Code 9?
No. Shadow something. Shadow Echoes? Shadow something? From Software. Shadows Die Twice is the name of it. Yeah. So we're getting something from that. We'll show that off as well. So that's it. Just a big waiting period, man. Just wait and see. Bethesda, we know what we're getting there. Rage 2, Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Probably some other little things. What else is from Bethesda? I can't think of anything now. I want to say another company is working on a game is it Avalanche that does those? Who did the Mad Max game? I think that was Avalanche.
Let's see.
Oh, that's WB. That's not Bethesda. What am I talking about? Never mind. I'm sorry. I was completely wrong. I'm thinking of the developer who did... why is everything drawing a blank all of a sudden? Dishonored.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Dishonored. Because that's Bethesda. What's the company who did Dishonored? Dishonored. Who we got here? It's all searching. Arcane. That's who it is. They're the same group that did Prey.
Okay.
And they're the same group that did Dishonored. I want to say something else. Dishonored 2 they did as well. I've enjoyed everything that they've done, actually. So I'm kind of curious. I think I know that they're on the development behind Rage 2, but I think they're also developing another game as well. I'll click on Arcane Studios here. Let's see what they've got.
This just goes to their older things. It doesn't go to their new stuff. So, yeah. Be interesting to see what they've got coming for this year. And that's what we'll get from Bethesda. I don't expect any surprises. Fallout 76, to get a release date on what that is, and to finally actually know what Fallout 76 actually is, will be nice. And I think that's where I sit with a lot of things that I know are coming out. And I kind of hoped that for Anthem, but I didn't get that, was to get more information about these things that we know about already. Fallout 76 has been announced. We see a trailer, but we don't know much about it. So tell us more about it. Give us a release date. Give us the mechanics of the game. Don't tell us that it's, here's the system specs. Here's the, give us stuff that's inside the game, not stuff that's outside the game.
I'm guessing some online wasteland survival type thing or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We've heard rumors. We've heard little hints here and there that it's kind of survival type stuff, but we don't know. And that's really how it all works. We don't know. That's where it all, that's speculation regardless. I had no idea Arcane Studios did World at War. Yeah, no clue.
Yeah.
Oh, they did BioShock 2?
Arx Fatalis.
That's not right, is it?
It says Arc Fatalis, Dark Messiah, Might and Magic, World at War, something called Karma Star, BioShock 2.
Oh, God. BioShock 2 had a bunch. BioShock had 2K Marin, 2K China, Digital Extremes, Arcane Studios. Good Lord. There was a hodgepodge of different companies worked on BioShock 2. Wouldn't that be interesting? Something else in the BioShock series. Let's look at the leak archive here. Star Fox Racing Game by Retro Studios. That's not confirmed. There's sources, but is not confirmed. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is confirmed. You might get a little bit of that from Microsoft or Sony as well. Because while Ubisoft does do the publishing on that and does do the development on that, a lot of the times the bigger companies will be able to show off some gameplay from that. So you'll see part of a mission in like Microsoft's press conference, and then you'll see the rest of that mission play out at Ubisoft's press conference. Or Ubisoft will start it, and then Sony will finish it, depending on who gets it. So one of those situations. There is a rumor for Devil May Cry 5. Just Cause 4 is confirmed. Diablo 3 Eternal Collection, that's confirmed. Hitman 2 confirmed. Paladins on Switch, that is confirmed. Fortnite on Switch, there was just a logo leak. Dragon Ball FighterZ Z on Switch. These are all just Switch games. Killer Queen Black, Overcooked 2. Splinter Cell, the Walmart Canada source. WWE 2K19, yes, that is confirmed. Dragon Quest 2, that's from the Walmart thing. Rage 2. Forza Horizons 5, which is likely Forza Horizons 4. Resident Evil 2 Remake. That's a rumor.
Okay.
Crackdown 3 delayed. Team Sonic Racing, that was confirmed. Castlevania, a new game or a new game plus a collection. It's possible. Konami doesn't have a lot in the tank when it comes to games much anymore. I think they own some of the soccer stuff, and they own the Metal Gear franchise, but they ain't doing much with it.
Yeah. Konami's the one that does Pro Evolution Soccer, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, PES.
That's him.
Yeah.
That's him.
Dying Light 2, Halo Infinity. Yeah. Unravel 2 was confirmed. Okay.
Right.
So, yeah, those were the leaks. CDPR showing off more Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah. I'd like to see that, too. I'd like to, I mean, even if they say, here's when you're going to know more about this, it would be nice to know. I know that they are working on that game. It has been talked about, or at least announced, or it has been known for years upon years now. But, you know, they were doing the Witcher 3 thing, and this was going to... They were very upfront about the development of Cyberpunk 2077. It'll be done when it's done. And so they haven't really... No one's been pressuring them to release this. No one's been pressuring them to release information about it. It's just one of those things you sit around and wait for. And every time... It's like me with Splinter Cell. Every time an E3 comes up, I'm like, is it going to be this year? Nope. Okay. Is it going to be this year? Nope. Okay. Looks like it's going to be this year. I hope.
So we'll see. Anyway, anything you're looking forward to?
Like I said, it was just fighting games I was looking forward to.
Fighting
more than
games. You're
anything
hoping
else.
for something from. He usually is really good at teasing that stuff, Ed Boon.
Yeah,
And he hasn't.
he's had it. He's been doing that for years though.
I know, but he's usually good at teasing that stuff when it's coming, and he hasn't been doing any of that. Hang on, let's see something here.
I think they're basing it on the fact that it's about due.
If we're going by the way NetherRealm operates, plus the recent hints from Ed Boon, MK11 will very likely be at E3. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'm looking at a thread on this, and nobody's got anything that's confirmed. What is this? There's a tweet from Ed Boon. I'm looking here. At least no. This is nothing. Never mind. Sorry.
I see someone in the chat talk about Drunk Degenerates talk about the Ghosts of Tsushima.
That is going to be shown off at Sony.
Okay.
Sony's press conference. From what I understand. What is that? Ghosts of Tsushima.
I think it's the samurai era action title.
He wants some more For Honor info.
For Honor, okay. I haven't thought about that title. For
No
a while.
kidding.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people have. Yeah, Drunk Degenerates wants some more For Honor info. I have no desire. I hope you get what you want, man. But I am not in that. I'm not in that club with you. It's not a thing that I'm interested in. I think there was a Prince of Persia character announced for that.
In For Honor.
For Honor, yeah, like a character skin.
Okay.
Prince of Persia, I think. Oh, okay. He says they teased a new faction in For Honor, so we shall see. Yeah,
Okay.
I think you'll get an update from that. I think you'll see an update for that at Ubisoft's press conference. I would love to see some more. What was it called? Skull and Bones, the ship, the pirate ship game that Ubisoft teased about 2 years ago and never touched on again. They only recently touched on it after Sea of Thieves released.
Yeah.
And people really liked what Sea of Thieves was doing as far as the ship, sailing the ship and doing combat and that sort of thing. People really enjoying that. Everything else was horrible. But so a lot of people looked back to that and said, hey, what about that game? And they said, hey, it's still being worked on. That's all they said. We have nothing to release at this time. The game is still in development. That was it. Okay. That'll be it. We'll wrap it up here. I don't feel very good. I just feel achy all over. So I'm going to go home and rest. I'm going to go home and edit this footage, and then I'm going to go home and I'm going to rest.
Need a hot toddy.
Something. Theraflu, if you want to count that as a hot toddy.
No, the hot toddy, the one with liquor in it.
Nah. I want the one that's got the medicine in it. Well, liquor's, grandpa's medicine.
We get some of that George Dickel.
Don't say it. Even though it's already been said in the commercial, don't say it. Yeah, I can't, man. I don't like getting sick and working
don't know
where
anyone who does.
I didn't mind getting sick when I used to work at other jobs. That was fine. But if I get sick at this job, my workload gets really backed up, and it's not good to ever have. So I do not want to get sick. So it's going to be rest for me. I want to thank everybody for joining us in the chat room and everybody listening on the stream and on the radio. Thanks to everybody who grabs us each week from iTunes. We do appreciate it. Go to ingamechat.net and join us on Twitter, Facebook, our forums at Colony of Gamers. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're watching us on Twitch, subscribe there. We're on Steam with our Steam group. We're on Xbox with a group there. We're on PlayStation. We've got a Discord. So thank you very much, everybody. RJ, thank you again. Hopefully we'll do this with one more person next week.
Yeah.
If not,
I don't think any more cons are going on.
who
next
knows? Who knows? I really want to talk to him about E3 stuff. I want to talk to him about that Hitman stuff. So anyway, that is it. Everybody have a fantastic week. Enjoy E3 tomorrow and Monday, and Nintendo's on Tuesday. Here is music from the E3 trailer for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Goes back a ways. We'll see you next Saturday.